There we go. I'm just waiting to make it live here. I think Facebook wants me to sign in. I don't know why it wants me to sign in. But let's see what we got here. Allow. Okay. All right, let's see if we are live. Yep, it looks like we are live. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some things in the comments here to make sure that everybody has the Zoom link so everybody can join. And we have like, oh my goodness, we have a lot of people signed up and registered for this today. And so like over 60 people are registered for our meeting today. So let's just give everybody a couple of minutes to hop on here. In the meantime, I'm going to jump over and I'm going to grab the Zoom link and get that in here so that anybody who's not registered, please feel free to jump on the link and join us. We're going to do a live meeting, live questions and answers. I'm always happy to do this on Wednesdays for you. And I've got an awesome video I'm going to play for you today too. So let's go ahead and give me just 1 second here so that I can grab that Zoom link and get it into the chat for you. There we go. There we go. All right, got that. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know why, but it's got me in here as my operations manager, Garrett. I don't know why it did that. But anyway, here we are. You got me, you got Dory, and I'm here. So let's see. Let me go ahead and go back over to the Zoom. And it looks like it's working, but you guys can give me a thumbs up and let me know if you can see this and everything's working okay. Yep, it says it's being live streamed. It's showing me that it's live. Everything looks good. So what I want to do today is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to share my screen and I'm going to play a video. Just to make it easier because I've given the same mastermind a few times. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be in the background and I'm going to be monitoring the chat and answering your questions live as we go on through the video. So I want everybody to please feel free to go ahead and just use your chat feature on your Zoom. And I should be able to see that just fine. I'm pulling it up right here. So on the bottom of your Zoom, you'll see the little thing that says chat. And if you open that up, please feel free, here we are in the chat, boom. And you can toggle it on the top where it says everyone, or you can hit that little down button and I can just go to a particular person, right? But if you make it to everyone, that way we can all see it and we can all see the answers so that we can be talking to each other while the video is playing, okay? Now, so let me go ahead and pop over to the video. So I'm going to share my screen. And you're going to hear little dings in the background because people will be jumping on. And so just don't worry about that. But let me go ahead and pull up the video. Oh, wait a minute. Now that's not the right way to do it. I need to share a different way. Hold on just a second. I just learned how to do this. All right, so here we are. I have to share the sound and optimize for the video and then share it. There we go. So now I'm going to make it big. Okay. And so remember to use the chat feature. Okay. And I'm going to be right here monitoring the chat while you guys are watching the video that we created for you. Okay. So just ask your questions, because, this is pretty cool, because you can listen to the video and you can be talking to me at the same time while the video is going. So I'm pretty excited about doing this for you today. So let me go ahead and I'm going to start the video. And here we go. Ready? Here we go. Let's hope it works. Well, hey, everyone. I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for showing up and learning about your health, because what I'm about to teach you today can absolutely change your life. So I've got a wonderful presentation to show you today, and it's all about how you can crush being controlled by your symptoms. Things like brain fog and that extreme fatigue that hits you all the time, and your pain and all kinds of other symptoms. And I'm going to teach you how to up level your life today so you can have awesome mind power, rock star energy, and you can learn how to be empowered to take control over your health. And I'm here because it's my passionate mission given by God to teach this information to you, because you deserve to achieve your optimal health. You deserve to live out your God-given genius for the rest of your life. And I'm going to teach you how today. And I'm going to make this big, huge, hairy, audacious promise to you right now. I am so confident that I have your health answers. And today, I'm going to teach you the newest scientific discoveries that are going to help you to create that powerful memory and cognition that you used to have. I'm going to teach you how to have that awesome, amazing energy so that you can do anything. And I want you to be able to turn anti-aging genes and totally crush your symptoms. And just for being here today, I'm going to give you a free bonus. Just go ahead and watch until the end of the presentation. And then I'm going to give you our transformation cheat sheet. And also, I'm going to give you an opportunity to grab my brand new book at a discount. So hang in there, buckle up. All right. Well, first of all, a little bit about me. My name is Dory. I am the CEO of True Wellness Today. I am a research immunotoxicologist. That's just a big, huge Scrabble word. And all it means is someone who studies the effects of toxins on the immune system. I'm also an autoimmune disease specialist. I have over 25 years of experience. I did my PhD fellowship at the National Institutes of Environmental Health Sciences and Duke VA Medical Center. And now, after going through my own healing, I am a licensed holistic practitioner with the Professional Wellness Alliance. And we have literally helped thousands of people to learn how to get their health back. And also, we partner with thousands of other professionals in the health field, doctors, scientists, nurses, nurse practitioners, and it's our collective mission to teach you not only how to transform your life and your health, but also how you can do the same for your family, your kids, your grandkids, and it's our mission to totally change the face of healthcare with the new science that we have today. So first, I want to take a few minutes and I want to tell you about my totally crazy nightmare story. So I'm here to tell you that I understand your pain because I have suffered just like you. I went through 15 years of severe disability before I found my health again. And I'm here to tell you that you can learn how to heal as well. So in my particular story, here I was working at the height of my career as an immunotoxicologist, and I'm specialized in autoimmune disease. And I'm writing papers and burning the candle at both ends and taking care of my family and being the super mom. And I started really suffering some intense symptoms. And to make a long story short, I was to later develop 7 very severe autoimmune diseases within a very short time frame, as well as severe fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. So my diagnoses started with scleroderma, which is a rare autoimmune disease. Then, in a very short amount of time, I developed arthritis, thyroiditis, which became Hashimoto's disease, IBD, which became Crohn's, polymyositis, Addison's, and finally, they started finding lupus antibodies. So suffice it to say that I was very, very sick. I was a complete mess, and I suffered from just a ton of different symptoms. I mean, most of the time I really felt like a hypochondriac. I mean, I even questioned myself whether I was really, oh my gosh, is it really this bad? And yes, actually it was. It was not in my head, just like it's not in your head. I really did feel the intense exhaustion, the brain fog that I couldn't even find words. Sometimes I couldn't even remember my dog's name. I mean, it got that bad. I had widespread pain throughout my body and traveling pains, all kinds of weird neurologic symptoms. I had weight gain and a lot more. But this is my granddaughter, Jana, when she was 1 year old. And due to a family tragedy, I was left to take care of her. My daughter could not take care of her. It wound up happening in a very short amount of time. I lost my career. Actually, part of my nightmare story is that my husband also, it was just too much for him. With the tragedy in our family, with me being so severely sick, with me losing my career because I could no longer work, he wound up abandoning the family as well. So we went through a lot of struggles, a lot of trauma, and a lot of pain due to severe autoimmune disease. But I'm here in front of you healthy today. And so I want to give you the same hope that I found. And this hope lies in the science of precision root cause medicine. And it literally saved my life because according to my specialists and according to everything I learned in my master's and PhD programs, I'm supposed to be dead right now. But as you can see, I'm very much not. And this is an evidence-based, scientific, and precise, personalized, holistic approach to taking care of your health. And I want you to know that my life is now completely transformed. And of course, you see me in front of you, and I am crushing it in life. I use the word healed because I literally am. I have no more pain. I have no more brain fog or that anxiety and depression that comes with severe chronic illness. I've got abundant energy. I'm running circles around my 30-year-old friends. I never use drugs anymore. And let me tell you, when I was sick for those 15 years, I was on a cocktail of anywhere between 12 and 20, yes, 20 different pharmaceutical medications every single day. And I am no longer on any of those. My ANA and my other biological markers are not only normal now, they are optimal. And this is why I feel so awesome. I had to correct my gut and my nutrition, and I got rid of all those issues. And quite naturally, I lost 100 pounds. Yes. I have no more fatty liver disease, no more of those invisible infections that I found out later had been plaguing me since my teenage years and causing symptoms all the way back then, right? So for nearly 4 decades, I was suffering from chronic inflammation and multiple symptoms that I didn't even know were leading me to develop the severe chronic illness that I did. But now there's no more insomnia, which mine was so terrible, you guys. I mean, I would literally go for a couple of days without sleeping and then crash. And this just over and over and over again. I have no more toxicities, and this is so important. I'm going to teach you about this today. It is extremely important that you learn how to get the toxicities out of your life if you are going to heal. And oh my gosh, there is so much more that I have to tell you, but I have a limited time today. And so I want to get moving and start teaching you just a little bit more about how I did this. But first of all, let me tell you what my roomie said to me. My own rheumatologist literally looked at me and said, I cannot diagnose you with even one autoimmune disease today. And had I not known you and seen your 3-inch thick file, I would have never believed that someone can do this, because according to conventional medicine, we're considered incurable, but that's no longer true. And so what did I do? I became a holistic practitioner, of course, so now I can help you. And God has done an amazing miracle in my life. He has grown True Wellness today to a 6-figure health and wellness company, which just blows my mind. And clients are getting amazing results. We are now partnered with people like Dr. Isaac Jones at the HEA and thousands of other doctors and scientists out there like me. And what we're out to do is we're really out to use the latest science to totally change our broken, big pharma funded sick care conventional system that we have today that literally fails us when we have chronic illness. And today, this is me and my granddaughter, Jana, and she's all grown up now, and she no longer suffers from all the trauma that we went through, because now her grandma is healed. And I want you to just imagine, what would your life be like today if I could take your biggest symptom, the thing that keeps you up at night, the thing that bothers you the most, and what if we could make it just 50% better? What do you think that would do for your life? What kind of a huge difference would that make in your life? But what if we could get it even 75% better? You know, the average that people get better is about 80%. Wow. But what if you're like me? What if you can get it literally 95% reversed? 95% of your symptoms gone. This is where I'm sitting. This is my testimony to you. And I'm telling you that you can do this too. There is no reason why you can't learn what I learned, and you can't do the same thing that I did. And I want you to just get rid of all that stinking thinking. And I know what you're thinking, because I had these thoughts too when I first learned about precision root cause science. And so I know your doctor says that you're incurable. I know you probably think that you're too sick, or that you've tried everything. Trust me, you haven't. Just the little bit that I'm going to teach you today is just the tip of the iceberg. And I hope to totally blow your mind with this information. I know that you think that you're going to be stuck on your medications for life. Well, I'm here to tell you, hey, that might not be true. Probably not. And, you know, if you've tried looking on the internet and watching all the health gurus out there and doing diet or some other diet, right, and you feel that this has not helped you enough, or that other functional medicine doctors have not helped you enough, stick around, because I'm going to teach you some new things that can totally transform your health. Or if you think that this is going to be, too much time, too much energy, too much money, it's just not true. And that's thinking. And please don't harbor the lie from Satan that you think you may fail. And I know that was my biggest stinking thinking thought that was in my brain, is I thought, well, I'm just too far gone. And I've never been able to do really much for my health in the past. I will fail if it comes down to a diet. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, if I can do this, you can do this too. And there are literally 4 traits of people who will succeed not only at getting your health back, but in life in general. As long as you're coachable, right? As long as I can teach you some things and you can learn, as long as you're willing to take action on what you need to do, and you stay focused on progress, not perfection. It's about those baby steps that we take every single day, and you can do this. And as long as you're committed to doing what is best for you and your health and your family and their health. Never quit. You will get there. And let me tell you also a story about one of our clients, Dr. Dorothy, and she's a pathologist. And she didn't know that she could reverse her scleroderma and other severe chronic illness symptoms. Of course, she believed the same line we're all taught in medical school, that she was incurable. And she says, working with Dory in her program completely changed my life. And thank you from the bottom of my heart, because she is getting amazing results at reversing very severe disease. So let me give you the meat, why you're here today. I want to teach you literally why you have the brain fog and the severe fatigue that comes and goes, and that pain and all those other crazy, upsetting symptoms. And it doesn't matter what diagnosis they've given you. I'm going to teach you that today too, that really, if you have any symptoms at all, this can help you. I'm going to teach you how to transform your health, and I'm going to teach you how to do it without wasting your time or your energy or your money. And you're going to be excited by the end of our talk today, because you're going to be empowered. I want you to take back your power. So first, I've got a question for you, and a lot of you will probably know the answer to this, but let's see. What do you think the number one main reason is that is blocking your health and your optimal performance in life? And I will give you a hint. It's the number one thing that scientists have found that is a part of practically every symptom that we know of. And literally, this is a known fact now in the scientific world. Over 600,000 research studies have been done on this one main thing that blocks your health, and it's chronic inflammation, folks. So chronic inflammation is not just what you see if your ankles swell, okay? It's everywhere throughout your body. If you even have one symptom, if you even have anxiety or depression, you've got chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation underlies not just the deterioration that we see in our bodies with age, but all chronic illness. Things like diabetes and heart disease, even Alzheimer's and cognitive decline as we age, premature aging, even cancer, all of the autoimmune diseases, everything involves chronic inflammation. And of course, unless you've been living under a rock the last few years, everybody's talking about it. We know scientifically that this is a fact. But what your next question should be is, okay, if I accept the fact that it's chronic inflammation that's causing my symptoms, then what is causing my chronic inflammation? And scientifically, we now know that it involves 3 main root causes. So listen up. I'm about to get a little deep, okay? Those 3 root causes are your toxicities, your cellular deficiencies, and also, yes, it has to do with your stress and your trauma, okay? So let's get a little deeper in that, because in order to heal your root causes and therefore reverse your symptoms and disease, We've got to look for those specific toxins and those specific cellular deficiencies and the stress that actually causes the whole ball of wax to get rolling. And I want you to get excited now because you can literally find your root causes within the next few weeks, and you can literally know why you became sick in the first place. So let's talk about some of these. The toxins that we look for, which is quite honestly the number one reason why we become sick in the first place, are several different things. The biotoxins, the environmental or the chemical toxins, and also there's this electromagnetic radiation that we all deal with our cell phones and cell towers and, medical procedures and x-rays, things like that. Okay. And yes, you can reduce all of this to a great extent, move those toxins out of your body. And that's where we see just amazing, phenomenal results in people reversing their disease. And the toxins that we look for, some of them are living toxins, biotoxins, things like mold and yeast and cavities in your mouth and fungus and lots of different types of parasites and latent chronic viruses, things like long-term COVID, but other things like Epstein-Barr and cytomegalovirus. And there are hundreds of types of different overgrown bacteria throughout your gut and microbiome and throughout your whole body that we can find and we can fix for you. Then there are those environmental toxins, those chemicals that we're all exposed to, and we're all very much overexposed to them. Some of us, because of our genetics, will harbor those in our body and we can't detox them as well as other people. And this is one of the main reasons why we have severe chronic illness where maybe someone else in our family doesn't. Right? Even though we're exposed to the same things, but we can find those chemicals and help to remove them from your life. Now let's talk about the deficiencies, those things at the cellular and the biochemical level that basically means your cells just aren't getting everything that they need. And it's no wonder that you're sick. Right? And a lot of this does have to do with your nutrition, those micronutrients, the vitamins and the minerals and, the proteins and amino acids and antioxidants and polyphenols and all of those good things that you absolutely must have in order to have vibrant, beautiful health. But let's not forget about things like movement and exercise and plenty of oxygen that your cells need. And let's also not forget about the structural and the nervous system impediments that a lot of us have that we truly need to address and identify in order to reverse disease. And then let's not forget about this whole picture of our stress and our positive psychology. Of course, we need healthy boundaries in our life, good relationships, balance between work and home life and family, awesome emotional thoughts, right? Positivity, being present, community. And of course, we need to be grounded in our spiritual lives with the Lord and knowing that He's got this, that He's got us, and that no matter what happens in life, as long as we have the Lord, it's all going to work out for our good. And that's one of the reasons why you're sitting here listening to me today. So now I know I'm about to get really deep and geeky on you, but I want you to just sit back, take a deep breath, and you're going to learn a lot today. Okay. Now, this is what we call the new genius disease model. In other words, this is the real big picture that science has now discovered why you are sick. It's not a theory, it's a reality. We know this for a fact now. This is proven science. And what basically happens is those toxins, those cellular deficiencies, and your stress, all three combined, cause a massive immune response and chronic inflammation. Okay, so just that right there, if we stopped right there, that's a lot. Okay, but let's go a little bit deeper because I want to teach you some of the latest scientific discoveries that are totally going to transform your health. Because that massive chronic inflammation that goes on and on and on is affecting the way your genes express. And we call that epigenetic expression. And it happens not only in your cells, okay, but in all of those trillions of microbiome cells that are a part of your body. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you more about that in a minute. Also, what happens is mitochondrial dysfunction. And I'm going to teach you what mitochondria are and why they go wonky on you. And this is basically the reason why you have the low energy and the extreme exhaustion and fatigue. And also, it involves your gut health. And unless you've been living under a rock, again, you know, you've heard about your gut and your gut microbiome and gut dysbiosis and leaky gut, right? But we also know now that your gut is really your second brain. And some researchers are saying that your gut is really your first brain because of everything that's happening within your gut and your gut microbiome. And we know that you have leaky gut because you have symptoms. If you have symptoms, you have leaky gut. And if you have leaky gut, you also have leaky brain, which brings an entire host of holistic issues throughout all of your organs, right? This is what leads to your symptoms, your tissue damage that's ongoing in your body right now, the disease that you will eventually be diagnosed with, and finally, death. But I'm going to help you turn that around today. And I know that I just blew your mind with a whole bunch of information, but now I'm about to walk you through step by step and teach you some awesome new scientific discoveries. First of all, I want to totally debunk what we used to believe 30 years ago. People believe that just because you have particular wonky genes or gene mutations, and you know that mama had thyroid disease, so therefore you're going to have it, or dad had cancer and stroke, so therefore you're going to have it. I'm here to tell you, I'm here to debunk that your genes are not your destiny. We learned this with the Human Genome Project all the way back in the year 2002. The genes are not the source of most chronic illnesses. In fact, they only comprise about 5 to 10% of the problem. Guess what the rest of the problem is, folks? It's your environment. It's your lifestyle. In other words, the higher your chronic inflammation rises, the more your genes, and not only your genes, but your microbiome throughout your entire body, their genes too, those genes will now express proteins that cause tissue damage and disease. Okay, so that inflammation that's being caused on a genetic level very much has to do with not only your cells, but the cells of your microbiome. And let's go back and just talk about, just in case you don't know what your microbiome is, those are the trillions and trillions of good bugs that completely control your health. And they are comprised mostly in your gut. However, they are throughout your entire body, okay? So that's your microbiome. Now, your epigenetic expression is the way your genes and your microbiome's genes express, okay? That's all it is. That's what genes do. They express proteins. Now, those proteins can either be good proteins that create health and thriving longevity, or they can be those proteins that lead to your tissue damage, your symptoms, and disease, okay? And I want you to know that you have the power over the way your genes and your microbiome's genes express from moment to moment, about every 30 seconds. Now, how do you control that? You control that with the foods that you eat. You control that with the toxins that you're exposed to, or a lifestyle of detoxification so that you're continually moving those toxins out of your body. With your lifestyle practices, things like making sure you get enough rest and play and sleep and movement in your life. And I'll bet you didn't know this, but that your genes express very much so based on your thoughts and your emotions. Your positive psychology or your negative stress can actually change the proteins that your genes create from moment to moment. Now, I know that just blew your mind, but hang tight. We're about to learn more. So, the inflammation that's happening in your body is also happening at the level of your mitochondria. So, first, let me tell you what your mitochondria are. They're those little cellular organisms. They're so extremely tiny that many thousands of them can live within one of your cells, okay? And you have the most mitochondria within places that need the most energy, like your brain, your muscles, your eyes, your heart, right? And these little mitochondria, their main job is to produce energy. Okay, so they're the ones, if you remember back to high school biology, they're the ones that are creating your ATP, which is your energy. Okay, but if you have inflammation at the mitochondrial level, then, oh my goodness, you're going to have extreme low energy and exhaustion and chronic fatigue. But not only that, we know now within just the last 5 years, there is just an amazing amount of science coming out about the mitochondria and just how critical a role it plays in our health. And if your mitochondria are not healthy, why? Because of the toxins, the cellular deficiencies, and the stress, then you will also start to develop insulin resistance and metabolic disorders like prediabetes and diabetes. And did you know, oh my goodness, that literally the latest stats are that 87% of people living in westernized nations are actually insulin resistant, that they are developing metabolic disorder and gut dysbiosis. So that means just 13% of us are actually healthy at the gut level, at the mitochondrial level, at the inflammatory level. Wow, folks. Okay. And if you're watching this, you're probably one of those 87% that needs to make some serious changes in order to get your health back. And of course, when we have metabolic disorder and insulin resistance, we're going to have problems with our weight, mostly with weight gain. However, you can also have problems with weight loss and weight imbalance as well. But your mitochondria also play a pivotal role in whether you will develop cancer or not. So it's extremely important to learn how to take care of our mitochondria. They also play a role in our aging, and we age faster when they're not healthy. And what happens is when we're not healthy at the mitochondrial level, we have what's called very slow autophagy or cellular turnover. And I'm going to teach you a little bit more about that in just a minute too. So what really is autophagy? It's just basically your body renewing its cells. So every minute of every day, you are losing hundreds of thousands of millions of cells, and you are replacing them with new cells. Now, the problem is that you're replacing them with new cells that are just as sick as the old ones, because you still have those toxins in your body and you still have tons of of different deficiencies that you don't have what your cells need in order to create those beautiful new cells. And so you just continue being sick and actually getting worse and worse over time. But if you learn how to take care of those root causes, now those old cells, those slow cells, we call them zombie cells, can be recycled into newer, more healthier cells day by day by day. This is how you are going to stop your chronic inflammation, halt the progression of your current disease, and actually start reversing it. And so what are the benefits of autophagy? You're going to age backward. You're going to lengthen your lifespan. You're going to increase your cellular energy by strengthening those mitochondria. You're going to remove chronic inflammation. You're going to balance immune regulation so that you don't catch everything and you don't have things like chronic COVID. You're going to reduce the effects of aging. Your skin is going to look younger. Your hair is going to look better, everything. You're going to eliminate viral cells when you do this. And that's very, 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 very important because most of us are carrying higher viral loads. You're going to prevent cancer. You're going to prevent those degenerative diseases like dementia and Alzheimer's. You're going to improve your muscle performance and your ability to exercise. And basically, you're just going to create a stronger, more resilient, more efficient body and brain. Isn't that awesome? And let me also tell you this. Have you heard about the blue zones? These are those areas throughout the world that have been scientifically studied because the people just live longer and healthier, right? So these people live to be anywhere from 110 to 120 years old. They're not sick. They're not demented. They don't have autoimmune disease, right? They don't have diabetes. They don't have dementia or Alzheimer's. They don't have heart disease. They just live to be a ripe old age. They continue to work throughout their lives, work and play and everything that they want to do. And then towards the end of their life, within the last couple of weeks, they just slow down and go to sleep. Right? And isn't this the kind of life that we all want? Well, this is the way people live throughout the world in these blue zones. So scientists have done the studies. And what we have learned is really remarkable. We've learned that across the board, everyone in these blue zones have two things in common. They have a balanced and very diverse microbiome, especially in their gut. So lots and lots of different kinds of little bugs that help them to be healthy. Basically, that's what that means. And they also have this thing called a balanced mitochondrial uncoupling and energy production. Oh boy, I'm going to tell you more about that in a minute. Okay. And in order to get that, though, it gets really complicated. But let me just give you a hint. You want to have a balanced and diverse microbiome. You want to have balanced mitochondrial uncoupling and energy production. Start rotating these foods throughout your days, okay? You need to have pomegranate. You need to have berries, especially strawberries and raspberries, walnuts and almonds. Unless you have food sensitivities to those, that's a different subject, and we can talk about that personally. But these are the foods that we found that you need to have plenty of in order to live like those people in the blue zones. Now, what is mitochondrial uncoupling and what does it do? Well, these are the types of things that I will be teaching you later on because it gets a little deep and very geeky. But basically, all it means is if you have good balance between your mitochondrial uncoupling, which is just a release of heat, and also mitochondrial ATP production, which is actually producing energy, what this balance does is it actually increases your energy because it increases autophagy and it produces the reversal of aging and brings your body to a healthy metabolic state and a healthy weight. I know. Totally blow your mind, right? But now let's go a little bit deeper. Let's talk about what everybody's talking about right now, and that's the inflammation at the gut and the brain level. Okay, so these involve things like leaky gut, which I'm going to teach you about in a moment, and all those crazy food sensitivities that people suffer from nowadays. It also involves the leaky brain, your brain fog, and the subsequent development of dementia and Alzheimer's. It involves weight gain, thyroid disease, and hormonal dysfunction. It involves the maldigestion and the malabsorption of your nutrients. It involves insulin resistance and metabolic disorder. Again, remember, everything works holistically. Your mitochondria and your gut and your brain all work together. And of course, it involves your immune system. And having inflammation at the gut and the brain level are actually causing the immune dysfunction that we see today. The autoimmunity at epidemic levels, the allergies and asthma in our children, the high susceptibility to virus and other pathogens like COVID or Epstein-Barr virus or Lyme disease. So let's talk about what it means to have a healthy gut and a healthy gut microbiome. And I want to give kudos to the people over at Microbiome Labs for creating these next few set of slides that we're using, because they just do such a fantastic job. Now, in a healthy gut, you'll see up here at the top that there's a lot of different bugs, and literally, folks, there's trillions of them, and you should have a wide diversity of literally thousands of different kinds of little bugs, things like bacteria and good virus and all kinds of nice little things that live in there that help you to be healthy. As a matter of fact, you'd be dead without them, right? So you need these guys, and you also need them to produce something called short chain fatty acids. And this is very, very important, because if you don't have enough good bugs in your gut, then you will not have enough short chain fatty acids. And if you don't have enough short chain fatty acids, you will develop illness, period. And you will develop things like cancer and Alzheimer's and really bad things, okay? So we need lots of healthy good guys in order to produce that short chain fatty acids. And they also produce this very strong mucosal barrier between this is the outside world, the inside of your gut, that space in there, the air part, right, is really the outside of your body. And you need a good, strong mucus barrier in order to protect your actual cell lining and the inside of your body right here. Okay. And let me tell you that lining between the two is just one cell thick. Is that incredible? But that's the truth. And you want all of those cells that line your gut to really be hugging each other, to be super close together. They're like little guards, little sentries, and they don't want to let anything through because they want to protect your body and your immune system. So literally 80% of your immune system lies right here, right along the inside, in order to protect you and protect things from getting through. But unfortunately, what's happening in 87% of people right now is there is an overgrowth of different bad bugs in the gut, as well as less of the good guys. And so you have less diversity and an overgrowth of bad bugs in the gut. And what starts happening is they start eating away, and their toxins start eating away at this beautiful protective mucosal layer, and eventually it eats it completely away. And then what happens is the bad bugs and the toxins start creating what we call leaky gut. And that's what happens when all those cells that are so tightly joined together now start separating, and little tiny microscopic holes are being created so that the bad bugs and the toxins that they create can leak through and get presented to your immune system on the inside of you. And this is not a good thing. And this is what is happening right now inside of your body. If you have any symptoms whatsoever, this was discovered at Harvard back in 2007. It's been proven time and time again. If you have any symptoms whatsoever, including emotional symptoms, hormonal symptoms, anxiety and depression, behavioral symptoms in children, it's because of this right here. This is what is happening in your body. And unfortunately, those bad bugs and these LPS toxins that they produce now, oh, this is going to get a little bit deeper for you, but there's literally hundreds of kinds of toxins that can leak through. But LPS, lipopolysaccharide toxins, are actually some of the worst. And what they do, and what all toxins do, is they leak through, and they not only get presented to your immune system, thereby causing all kinds of havoc and inflammation, but they get into your bloodstream. And then what happens is they get into your brain. And this is where you get the brain inflammation that creates the anxiety, the depression, the brain fog, and it will eventually lead to dementia. It can lead to cancers, okay? This is not a good thing. And this is what's happening in your body right now. But don't be scared. I want you to have hope, because you can turn it all around just like I did. So it is well established scientifically now that if you have symptoms at all, we know you have leaky gut, period. We don't have to wonder if you have leaky gut. If you have symptoms, we know you do. We also know that when you have leaky gut, this is creating the inflammation throughout your entire body that is creating disease. It's also creating leaky brain. You can't have inflammation throughout your body without also having it in your brain. And like I said, this is what the brain looks like when you have leaky brain, okay? And you can see the areas of inflammation that are lighting up in your brain. This is why you can't find words. This is why you can't find your keys. This is why you walk into a room and you can't remember why you did it. It causes the brain fog, the anxiety, the depression, the mood imbalance, even the hormonal changes. And eventually, yes, these are the current stats that literally, it's very sad, but 1 out of every 3 people will develop some sort of dementia or Alzheimer's disease as they age. And we know that it's about 95% preventable, okay? You do not have to keep walking in this brain fog, in this brain inflammation. You can turn this around starting today. And one of the most amazing things that's come out in the science now is that if we just start working on your gut health and turning down that inflammation throughout your body, that you can actually make major reversal differences in very severe neurologic disorders. Things like, I'm talking about bad stuff like Parkinson's, like schizophrenia, like autism. Did you know that by working on the gut health, that some kids can even start talking again and start interacting with their families again? The science is amazing, folks. And I want you to know that if working on your inflammation and your root causes and your gut health and your mitochondria and learning how to take care of your genetics, if learning how to do all this can help severe disorders like Parkinson's and Huntington's and multiple sclerosis, let me tell you, it's going to help you too. And I know that with all this information, it's been like a fire hose coming at you. And I've totally probably blown your brain today. But now let me tell you a story about Jackie. Jackie is one of our clients who literally was sick from the time she was born. She never knew a life of being healthy, right? And she says, our program here, just using the latest precision science and doing it at a root cause level, literally taught her how to get her life back and to heal. We're able to find your root causes very affordably. It's not really that expensive, guys. I think pretty much everybody can do this. And she says, I only wish I found Dory sooner. And she says, don't wait, do this now, right? Don't waste any more time on this. And we know that functional medicine, or that's just another name for precision root cause science, where you're looking at the root causes of disease. We know that it works. The study was done, and this was published in JAMA, which is our most prestigious medical journal in the world. It was a very large study done with over 7,200 people. And it basically said that people who do root cause medicine and science have significantly larger improvements over conventional healthcare. And of course they do. But here's the problem is the studies have been done that show that there is literally a 17-year time lag between when awesome medical discoveries are found that can actually save your life. By the time they get down to you, it's 17 years on average, sometimes longer. And that, I don't know about you, but that is not okay with me. So you can start taking these principles, learning them, and turning your health around today. Don't wait until the information finally gets into the medical schools, finally gets to your doctor, and then finally gets to you. Start using these new science principles now. And, it's truly your choice, right? You don't have to be walking toward severe debilitating illness or death. You really don't. You can be just like me, just like those hundreds of thousands of people out there in the world who are using the latest science, who are completely reversing their root causes and reversing their disease. You don't have to be left behind, and you do not have to become a statistic. You are not stuck in this. And today I've actually given you God's truth about his science, right? And so now I have actually given you a responsibility. It's time for you to take action, to learn about everything that I've taught you today. And if you don't take action, if you just sit on this information, don't expect change. Don't expect reversal of your illness. As a matter of fact, you will expect to get worse if you just allow this chronic inflammation to continue. And I don't want that for you. So how do we fix this? Let's talk about that, because this is where things get amazingly exciting and empowering. Okay. First of all, you know what you need to do. You need to work on those root causes, right? You need to work with someone who's going to help you remove those toxins, who's going to optimize and give your cells everything that they need, and help you with a lot of love, a lot of step-by-step guidance and positive psychology and support, right? And remember what it's all about, right? You got to stop those toxins, those cellular deficiencies, and the stress, so you can ultimately stop that chronic inflammation that's creating all of those genetic changes, those mitochondrial changes, the gut and the brain changes that are causing your symptoms and your tissue damage right now. Okay, so let me tell you this really cute, funny story that actually comes from Dr. Mark Hyman. He's one of the top functional and root cause science doctors in the world. He's one of the fathers of functional medicine. And he tells this story, and it's so cute and funny that I just have to tell it to you too. Say you went to a construction site and you sat down on a bunch of tacks and you got 3 tacks stuck in your body. Okay. Now, first of all, ouch. Okay. But let's just label those 3 tacks with our root causes. One of those tacks is toxins, one of those tacks is cellular deficiencies, and the other one is stress and trauma. Now, say you went to an awesome functional medicine doctor and he starts working a little bit on your gut health, and maybe he's doing a little bit of detoxing for you, and he's helping you to change your diet. Okay, that's wonderful. But he's basically just working on your cellular deficiencies, maybe a little of your toxins over here, but not really doing much about your stress and trauma. Maybe you're only seeing him once every 6 to 8 weeks, right? And you're not really doing the perfect job of taking those cellular deficiencies out. But what if you did? What if you did a perfect job of taking those cellular deficiencies out and you started really giving your cells everything that they need? Great. So that doctor is basically pulling 1 tack out of your booty, but then you're still sick. And why are you still sick? Because you've still got a massive amount of toxins. You're still responding to those toxins on a genetic level. You're still dealing with your stress and trauma that you never really worked on, right? And so, of course, you're still sick. And this is why people come to us every day and they say, but I've already tried the AIP diet, but I already have done the things that they say that I'm supposed to be doing on all of those different websites on Facebook, and I'm still sick. So therefore, I've tried everything. No, you haven't. And what I've told you today is literally just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more to teach you. So here's your 3 steps that you've got to do if you are really serious about changing your health and getting your life back just like I did. First of all, you need to do your testing so that you can discover those root causes, okay? Remember what I said they were. There's a bunch of different toxins, a bunch of different cellular deficiencies, and we need to find those for you so that we can address them very specifically and very personally just for you, right? Then we've got to go through the process of correcting those root causes that we find. And it's not a quick fix, you guys. There are no quick fixes in this world. It's going to take time. It took you time to get your body into a place where it is unhealthy, and it is going to take time to get your body back to a place of health. But let me tell you, this health journey that you're going to be on is so awesome and so empowering. You're just going to feel so much better just knowing that you're using the latest science and walking your body towards vibrant health rather than allowing your body to continue to develop disease. And we're going to help you to correct and optimize those problems that we find at a very low genetic level, right? And this is some of the new science that we can do today that totally helps to reverse disease. But finally, number 3 is we need to create those long-term results for you. It doesn't do you any good if you're better after a year of working on your health and then you just slowly slide back into being unhealthy again. So we're going to teach you how to balance your gut health, how to balance your brain neurochemicals and your hormones and your mitochondrial function for life. And so right now, you're probably watching this in a place of wondering, well, I've been misdiagnosed or I've been diagnosed and I don't really know why it happened. Why am I so sick? But if you just get started on your testing and find those root causes, within a few weeks, we can have those answers for you. And then you can start attacking them and addressing them specifically and totally start transforming your life. And I want to tell you also about Scott. Scott thinks I'm a genius. I'm really not. I'm just a good scientist. And he says Dory is a scientist and a real life medical detective who truly cares. And that's really true. Me and my entire team truly care about you. Scott was actually misdiagnosed by several different specialists as having a very severe autoimmune disease. And he was actually given about 2 years to live. However, he came to us and he says, Dory was the only one who could figure it out and find my root causes. And she literally gave me my life back. And now Scott is up surfing again, walking his dog, mountain bike riding. He's back to his optimal health. And this is what it's all about, folks. This is what you can actually do. I'm here to tell you, you can totally transform your health and your life. And imagine the things that you can do for the Lord if you're no longer limited by your health. You can change your health at the cellular level, at the biochemical level, at the metabolic level, and at the genetic level. And yes, you can heal. And so I promised you that I was going to offer you my new book. Remember what I told you. Everything that I've said today, it's just the tip of the iceberg, okay? There is so much more awesome information and medical discoveries that you need to learn and that you need to do in order to really have that vibrant life that you need and that you deserve and that God created you to have. And so here's my new book. It's called 10 New Scientific Ways to Transform Your Health and Your Life. There's a lot more than 10 in there, by the way. And of course, this is so that you can find and eliminate your underlying root causes so you can truly heal and prevent future disease, not only in you, but also in your family, in your children, in your grandchildren. Right. And the book is on sale now, on advance sale before it comes out at a price of only $15. And when it comes out next month, the publisher is going to put it out at $24.99. So that's an awesome, nice little savings for you. So you can take a picture of the little scan bar and you can go ahead and grab that book. And I hope you will. I'm very, very excited about the information that I'm teaching you in this book. And so before I go today, I know you all are very excited about the information that I've told you. And if you'd like to come and work with me personally, I'd love to give you a no-brainer, stupid cheap deal. This offer is truly limited. We are a small Christian mission here. And so if you'd like to jump on this, I hope that you'll take advantage of this today. And this is our root cause package. And it's basically to help you get started on your healing journey and uncover your blind spots and your root causes so that you can heal. And what you're going to get is a root cause evaluation one-on-one with me personally. We're going to give you a customized testing strategy that's going to help you save a lot of money. And we're also going to give you our 30-day easy quick start program. And this is where everyone needs to start. This is getting you started on the basic fundamentals that prepare your foundation for the further work that you need to do to reverse your root causes. And so I'm going to give you a really special deal today. The root cause evaluation is normally $4.97 on our website, and the 30-day easy quick start program is normally $5.97, and that customized testing strategy is usually $197. But I want to add some more bonuses for you today too. I want to also give you something very special. It's our Reverse Brain Fog, Anxiety, and Depression Now program. And this is a program that will help you to really get started to lessen the anxiety and the depression and the mood swings and the brain fog that you're suffering from. And it includes a full neurochemical supplement protocol for you. I also want to give you a 10% off of your customized lab package. And so this is just a deal that if you choose to get a lab package, then the labs offer me a savings so I can go ahead and give that and pass that directly on to you. I'm also giving you free today at the end of our talk. Stick around because I'm going to give this to you. This is our transformation cheat sheet that everyone who comes through our program starts with, and it helps you with the step-by-step things that you're going to need to do in order to reverse your symptoms and disease. And also everyone who works with us always gets 10% off of their supplements and personal care products from our Full Script account. And I want to make a very sincere promise to you right now that I know that I can find your root causes. I know that I can help you with the state-of-the-art scientific protocols to reverse those root causes. And I also promise you that here at True Wellness Today, you are never going to be alone, that we are a Christian mission. We're going to love you with the love of Christ. We're going to guide you step by step through your beautiful healing journey, through this process, and you're never going to be alone. Is that fair enough? So here's our package today. It's a value of almost $2,600. It's your root cause evaluation, plus that 30-day easy quick start program, your customized testing strategy, also the reverse brain fog, anxiety, and depression program, the 10% off of your customized labs, and your 10% off of your supplements for life. And today it's only $197. And that is a steal, you guys, because walk into any functional medicine office and they're going to charge you $350 or $400 just to walk through the door. But we're going to give this huge package to you today at an awesome savings. You can actually take a picture of the little scanner guy there at the top, or you can put bit.ly/root cause 7 into your browser, and that will take you to this page so you know that you're in the right place, and you can just go ahead and click the button that says book your call now, and it will guide you through the process. And before I let you go, I want to tell you about one of our clients, Lindsay. She says, Dory has been blessed with a tremendous gift from God as a medical detective. She's kind and compassionate and has always been there for me throughout my healing journey. God bless you, Dory. And I say God bless Lindsay because Lindsay has been traveling the road back to health through Lyme disease. And that's a very hard road, but she's doing a great job and getting awesome results. And here's Pam. She says, Dory and her program gave me answers when I was told there were none. Dory gave me hope when I was told I was hopeless. And best of all, Dory gave me support when others walked away. And this is the kind of love and care and attention that we give to all of our clients. And so we know together, we know that we can agree that the symptoms that you're currently suffering, they're like a check engine light going off, right? It's just your body talking to you and telling you that you need to make some changes. I know that you don't want to live in these limitations and that you want freedom in your health. I know that you don't want to live on those meds and you don't want the doctor to keep writing you prescriptions. I know that you want real answers, real bottom line answers to why you're sick, and you want to work on your answers. You want your power back. You want your health back. And I'm here to tell you the truth, God's honest truth, that the science that the Lord has given us in precision root cause science and holistic healthcare is the answer. And I'm so confident about that. And so if you have any questions, you can take a picture of this little scanner, or you can visit us at truewellnesstoday.net. And here's that free bonus that I told you about, the transformation cheat sheet. You can go ahead and take a picture, or you can go to bit.ly/DoryTSS7. And before I leave you, I just want to pray with you because I want you to be able to walk in your God-given purpose without your health limitations. And in Isaiah 40:29, the Lord says he gives power to the faint, and to him who has no power, he increases strength. And today, you've been given the God's honest truth that you can take and you can use to totally transform your life. And so I want to pray with you. Lord Jesus, Thank you for speaking through me to people so that they can learn how to stop their health limitations and they can learn how to use the latest science to actually change and transform their lives. And the whole purpose for doing this is so that they can live in your kingdom and thrive in your kingdom and do everything that you created them to do, Lord, without all the health limitations, Lord. And so I pray, Lord, I pray that you touch the hearts of everyone who's listening right now and that you show them your truth, that you don't let them walk another day in chronic inflammation that is causing their disease and their tissue damage, that you keep telling them and keep showing them day after day that there are things that they can do to heal, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for everything. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for healing me. Thank you for healing all the clients. Thank you for healing all the hundreds of thousands of people around the world with your truth. And thank you for teaching us more, Lord. We desire to learn more. We desire to walk in your light and in your ways, and just give us more and more and more truth so we can be everything that you created us to be. Thank you, Lord. And it's in your precious name, Jesus, that we pray. Amen. Thank you so much for listening today. Thank you for taking the responsibility for your own health. I hope that I have empowered you today and taught you brand new things that blew your mind. And I'll look forward to meeting you soon. Bye-bye.
In the year after having COVID,
okay, hold on just a second. I'm gonna stop this and hopefully you guys can still hear me. I've got to get out of this and come back over to the Zoom and make sure that we're still streaming live and everything is working. And I just want to make sure, can y'all let me know, people who are watching, whether you're watching live, whether you're in the live, or whether you're on the live stream, can you please give me a yes? Good. So it's working. Thank you, Charissa. I really appreciate that. So awesome. So I am here to answer your questions live. If you've been watching on the stream and you haven't been in the actual live, please feel free to jump in. I'm going to put that live Zoom link in here for you one more time into the chat. Give me just 1 second here to make that happen. So if you would like to, oops, there we go. I'm putting the actual link to jump into the live stream and ask your questions. Or if you're a little more shy and you just want to ask your questions in the chat, you just want to type them in, I'm happy to answer them here too. So if you'd like to jump on in, if you'd like to open up your mic and just start speaking, I am here to answer questions for about the next 15 minutes or so, because I can smell my dinner cooking and I want to go eat. So, okay. So this is where I get to play the Jeopardy music while we wait for people to actually start answering questions. You know, the dun, 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 dun. That's my funny joke, my silly joke I tell every time. All right. And here we go. We've got a question here. Teresa says, thanks so much for all the great information. Well, you're welcome. I love doing this. And I Wednesdays are like my favorite days that I can come on and I can just talk to people and answer questions. And she says, where are you located physically in the office? Yeah, we are physically located in San Diego, California, where it's absolutely beautiful right now. Finally, it stopped raining here. But our organization is global. Everything that we do is online, makes it so easy for you. You can come to your meetings and to your classes and everything that we do here in your jammies if you want to. You don't have to put your makeup on. You don't have to drive anywhere. We are totally HIPAA compliant on the internet, totally private. And so you can join us and learn how to heal from anywhere in the world. If you speak English or if you have a translator, we've even worked with people with translators and done this. So we have clients all over the world. So wherever you are, you can do our programs here. I hope that answers your question. And she says, good to know. Yeah. Yeah. So we're absolutely here to help you. I love running a virtual practice because, oh my goodness, right? COVID is what really prompted a lot of health practitioners to do virtual practices. Of course, I mean, everybody probably knows this now, right? Even your conventional doctors are doing things virtually now for you. Wow, did it just make everything that we do so much easier, right? Because we can help so many more people, and people love it. They really love it. If you can jump on a Zoom, which we can teach you how to do if you don't know how, right? If you can jump on a Zoom, you can do anything through a virtual practice, right? So, and anything that you might happen to need, like, if we decide that, you need an ozone treatment or you need an IV or you need something like that, then we can just easily find and help you find someone in your area to partner with to do that work, right? So here we're like a one-stop shop, right? We do pretty much everything, and we're like your center hub, right? Any testing that you need, any work that you need done, we're like the center hub to help you get that done. So it's easy for you. You don't have to wonder and try to figure it out for yourself, right? We do all that for you. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. You're very, very welcome. And so do you mind if I ask what kind of health problems you're dealing with? Because maybe we can dive a little bit into that. Yeah. Integrative health office near you. Yeah. And I just want to say that when I started my own health journey, I was really broke. I had been sick for over 15 years. I was still on Social Security disability. And so the only way that I could really start was to do it through insurance. Now, I later found out that that was the wrong way to try to do it. And then I learned how to do it the right way, because sadly, a lot of integrative practitioners, they're still not getting to the bottom line root cause. They are helping by, finding some of the invisible infections and maybe some of the gut health issues. And they're, of course, working more on nutrition, right? But however, they are not getting to the bottom line science, right? They're not doing the work in the genetics. They're not doing the work at the bottom line gut microbiome level. They're still treating symptoms, only they're treating symptoms more naturally and that's a big difference, you guys. Treating symptoms is a really big difference between getting to the root cause and treating the root cause, right? And helping your body to remove the root cause with its own natural healing mechanisms. It's two completely different ways of helping you to get healthy, right? And so when you work with an integrative, okay, wow, check them out well, okay? They need to have a lot of extensive functional medicine training, right? Typically people who do this kind of work, we're more the scientists rather than the doctors, right? And so remember that scientists, we're the ones who figure things out at a molecular level, and then we teach it to the medical schools, and medical schools teach it to the doctors, right? And then the doctors follow the basic, okay, use this to treat that, use that to treat this, right? The scientists are the ones who are your medical detectives, who are helping you really figure this out. And when you've got a chronic illness, you've probably got, and I don't mean to scare you, but it's true, you probably have anywhere from 20 to 30 different root causes that you have to work on. And don't be too alarmed by that. It's just a fact. And, you can work on a whole bunch of them at the same time, right? And so, don't let that alarm you, but that's why it's so complicated. And that's why your doctor can't just treat your liver problem and think that it's going to heal your whole body, right? That we really do need to take a root cause holistic approach in order to really help you get well. And remember that that has to do with your toxins and getting rid of those, okay? Because those toxins are literally blocking your cellular receptors, okay? Everybody's got toxins. Most of us who suffer from more severe chronic illness, we've got a lot more toxins than other people. We're holding on to them, right? And so removing those toxins is critical. And of course, we can't remove them until we find them, right? And so, that's why our first step here is to offer you that root cause evaluation so we can really sit down and talk to you and figure out, start really thinking like a medical detective and get in the middle of your mess and really start teasing out what some of those bigger root causes are, so then we can do your testing, find them, and then, wow, that's where the empowerment starts, because that's where you're really going to start working very specifically on your problem. And wow, just the psychological shift from where you are now, where, I know, okay, I lived like that. I lived like that in chronic illness and disability for over 15 years. I know what it feels like to lay around and wonder, well, this sucks. Why am I so sick? And why is this symptom happening this moment? And the next moment there's another symptom. And why is that happening? And right, once you know what's causing it, wow, boom, now you're empowered. Okay, now you know. And so now when that symptom hits, now you can go, oh, well, this is because they found Bartonella. Okay, this is because they found this. And wow, this neurological symptom is happening because my B12 and my folate are low. And I know that now. So now I know, what am I doing about that symptom? Oh, okay. I'm eating this and I'm taking this supplement and I'm doing this lifestyle practice and I'm literally taking action every single day, right? And I might not be perfect at it, but I can still get well. And I can get a little better every day, right? And this is what it's all about. This is how I got well, and this is how you're going to get well too, right? And you can do it. We can all do it. So, okay. Oh, I got to tell you guys a story. Oh my gosh. Okay, listen to this story. Okay, so my daughter had well, it's a big, long story, but bottom line, she had a severe traumatic brain injury. Okay. And she is so much better today. Why is she so much better today? Because we've got her on a really awesome, healthy diet, right? We're working on her genetic problems, right? And we're helping to turn those around so that her own genes can function better. We are, right? She's got me as a mama. So we're doing a lot of amazing work for her. And you should see her today as opposed to where she was a year ago. It's really incredible. But that's not the biggest story that I want to tell you. She is actually working now for a lady who has an autistic son. And she was helping this beautiful young boy. He's about 8 years old, and of course, he's autistic, so he's nonverbal, and a lot of issues in autistic kids, right? And wow, my daughter started teaching the mama these basic principles of just some basic nutrition principles, right? That would help him literally within a few days. And I am not lying, you guys, within a few days of mama taking away some of these things that were causing extra inflammation in his body and giving him extra nutritional value in his life, wow, he literally started saying more words. Okay, in a few days, he started saying more words. And, it's results like these that are just, they make you want to cry, right? Because imagine how that mama feels that now her son in just a few days, imagine the power that she feels and the empowerment where she can say, wow, if just these simple changes are going to make a difference and help him to calm down. Actually, it wasn't just that he was saying more words. The beginning of VBS, he was kind of wild all over the place, right? The end of VBS, 5 days later, after instituting some of these minor changes, okay, it brought his inflammation in his body down enough to where now he was calm. He was calm. And he even said my daughter's name, which is a brand new name he had probably never heard before. He had just met her 5 days earlier, and he actually said her name. Okay. So I'm telling you, folks, if this will work for very severe neurological problems, imagine what it can do for you, right? It reverses MS. It reverses severe autoimmune disease. Even ones like mine, I had 7 of them that lasted, pretty much decades, right? So, have hope because the new science is really here and we can use it today. It's really not that expensive. I mean, it's a lot less than a lot of other things that people pay money on, that's for sure, right? And so you can do this. You can absolutely do this. So, okay, let me see if there's any more questions while I'm rattling on. Awesome. Yeah. Feel free, anybody who wants to call our office, or you can just book that appointment, right? Anyone who is registered for this is actually going to get a replay if you're registered. If you're not registered for this, definitely call our office and ask to get on our mailing list so that we can add you to our system and we can make sure that that you get a copy of the video. And I'm also going to put in our phone number right now into the chat. It's 760-460-4349. And let me just say, click that. There we go. Yeah, and feel free to call the office. You'll talk to my health strategist, Kaylee, and she's also got an amazing healing story to tell you that you're really going to love hearing. And yeah, call her up. Make sure that if you're not already on our mailing list, that you do get on our mailing list, and she will help you with whatever you need, whether you're ready to get started with an appointment with me, or whether you just have some more questions and you need those questions answered. She's a wealth of information. Okay. And my entire team is here to love on you and take really good care of you. That's what we do here. Everybody loves the service that they get here. Most people will say that, wow, they've never been in a health practice that just loved them so much, and they just really felt cared for. And isn't that what you want, right? And why do we do that? Because, hey, I spent all those years bouncing from doctor to doctor and specialist to specialist, always feeling like a number, always feeling like they didn't really believe me or they didn't really care about me, right? And I don't ever want anyone to feel that way. So here at my practice, things are very, very different. We love you. We're gonna hold you accountable because we love you. We're gonna give you a little, swift kick in the booty when you need it, right? And I needed that from my own doctor too, So you're gonna do great when you come work with us. And we're getting some hearts. I like that. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna go ahead and close this down. because I can smell my dinner and I want to go eat. All right. So call our office, make the appointment, grab your root cause evaluation, and I'll look forward to meeting you personally across the Zoom real soon. Bye-bye, everybody.